So I've logged in using a student account, Joe Schmo, so I can actually show you what this looks like from the student perspective. So when you come into week 1, you are going to start with the module. Okay, and this is the chapter in the book that is required for the week that you're in. Now, to successfully complete the chapter, you do need to download the module. So you're going to want to click on that and download it. It is a zipped file. So if you're not familiar with unzipping in the orientation, I do have a video on unzipping files. Okay, but once you launch the module and you download and you unzip those files, okay, then you can kind of work through the chapter. And the way that they have the ebook set up, it is actually really slick. It's very visual, lots of examples. They also have interactive videos that you can watch, and any page that you want to use for a reference, you can actually print out. So as far as the book goes, see, here's the video. This is an excellent interactive resource for you. Okay, and you definitely should walk through the chapter because this is where you're going to learn how to complete the tasks associated with that chapter. And you'll notice down here, it's got a hands-on part. And this is where those files that you downloaded are going to be used. Okay, so we've got the chapters. That's where you're going to learn how to complete the tasks. Then we have discussion. This is worth points. These need to be done on time because there are points associated with replying to other students' posts. So it's very important that you do your post on time. Then we have training and testing activities. These are also worth points. The training activity can be done as many times as you want. And I'm going to click on this so you can kind of see how it looks. For those of you that are familiar with Excel, so let's say you've used Excel in the past, you're going to click on Start. We have 4 different modes. If you went through the chapter and you're feeling pretty comfortable with everything, I would go into Apply, okay, because this gives you an instruction and then you do it. So this one is saying save it as employees in documents. Very important that you spell it correctly. Okay, and then it's going to tell you you did it correctly and it moves you on to the next task. And you do want to complete all 19 tasks in order to get 100%. Okay, so intro kind of gives you a lot of background. Observe will show you a video on how to complete it. Practice also uses a video, but it pauses so that it kind of explain what you need to do, and then it expects you to do it. Okay? And apply is the one that you need to complete in order to go to the next task. So I'm going to do this one wrong so you can see what happens if you do it wrong. So it is telling me to save this under a different name. And I'm not going to put in the correct name. And now it's telling me I did it wrong. Okay, so if I try it again and I still get it wrong, then I would go into Observe and see how to do it right. If I felt like I needed a little practice, I'd go into Practice. Otherwise, I'd come into Apply and I would do it correctly. Okay, so they want income statement. So here I'm going to change this. And they still want it in documents. So yay, I got it right. Now I'm moving on to the next one. And again, I'm going to go to Apply, select D5. This is going to be super easy as long as I click on the right one. And you're going to want to proceed through here and complete all 19. Okay. Now you'll notice there's a submit button. If you submit before you're done, you are not completing all 19. You will not get 100%. And how that's going to look, you're going to get a little report. And I actually did this before, so Joe has completed all of them, okay? But yours would not say that you've completed all of them. It would probably say at this point you did 3, okay? So you would not get 100%. And then in the grade book, you would see how that looks. Okay, so Joe did this earlier and got 100%. But if we look through here, you can see he didn't get 100% on other things that he did. Okay, so if you get 100%, you're going to get all the points. If you do not get 100%, okay, so here in week 2, Joe did not get 100%. He got 14%. Maximum points are 20, so he got 14% of 20. And then that number gets rounded up or down. Okay, so please be aware if you submit it before you're done, you're not going to get 100% and you're not going to get all the points. Okay, and looking through here, you can see what you get points for, and you will see the total. So we had a maximum of 20. The acknowledgement is extra credit, so they have 21. That's 103%. Come down here for week 1. We had a maximum of 50 points. They did 55 because they did the extra credit project, 110%. Okay, so you can kind of see how that works. Week 2 was not a good week for Joe Schmo. They got 22 points out of a possible 55, down to 39%. Okay, so you can kind of see how that works. Okay, so that's training. Testing is very similar. So the same kind of tasks that you saw in training, you will see in testing. Okay, and what the testing looks like, it's basically like the apply mode, and the files are going to be somewhat different. Okay, so it's going to be kind of the same types of instructions, but all you're really going to see is apply mode. And you get 3 shots at this. Okay, so same number of tasks, okay, but you're just expected to apply everything. You get 3 shots. And again, if you submit before you're done, you're not going to get 100%. Okay, you'll get a lower percentage, and that will affect your score. So after you complete training and testing, you're going to go in and do the quiz. It is open book, and there is no time limit. And there are 10 questions. Okay, you cannot redo quizzes. Because it's open book, if I was a student, what I would do is I would actually open up the chapter and I would probably put that, have that going in a separate tab. And then I would come over here, do the quiz, and I would look up answers that I don't know. Okay, that is the best way to complete the quiz. You do not want to Google for the answers. Okay, you want to do it by looking them up in the chapter. Okay, and then finally, we have a project that you can complete. And when you click on this, you'll notice there's a file, an Excel file for you to download quite often, and there's instructions for you to download. Okay, and so here, let's see, it's showing you the expected file name. That's very important because if you don't name the file correctly, when you submit it, it's not going to be marked right. And here it's got, let's see, to download the project files, we have to go back. So here's the Word document that's going to explain how to do everything. And here's your start file. Okay, and then we'll hit continue. And this is where you're going to upload the file to. And you can see that Joe Schmo has already completed this, already uploaded the file. And so once you upload the file and you hit submit, it automatically corrects it and your score is posted. So if we go back into grades, you can see for week 1 that the project was completed. Joe did it correctly, got 5 out of 5. Okay, and again, this is a proration. So he got 100%, got 5 out of 5. If he did not get 100%, let's say there was 50%, okay, they would be getting 50% of 5 points. And that's 2.5, and that score would be rounded. Okay, just so you know. Okay, so that is the first week. And if you guys have any questions at all, run into problems, please let me know. The PowerPoint kind of goes with the chapter, just in case you're curious. You can download and run it. It's got kind of a summary of information that you're learning, but it is not required. It's optional.